Hey guys, it's Charlie, and today is day 25 of my 30 videos in 30 days on working, teaching, and living abroad. Today's video is about health insurance while traveling. So this is about travel health insurance. So this is a good question from one of my subscribers, and I'm really glad they asked me this question. Usually I don't go out of my way to purchase a health insurance, but today I'm going to talk about specifically health insurance, but there's also something called travel insurance, and I don't want you to get these two mixed up. Travel insurance can mean, and usually does mean, travel insurance insuring things like your items, your camera, your laptop, things that might get lost or stolen, or even things like when your flight gets canceled and things like that. So that can mean travel insurance. And then there's like travel health insurance, which means your actual health care while abroad. So I'm going to talk about this mainly about health insurance, but I want you to know that you can get coverage for both in the same place. So when looking for travel health insurance, be sure to check if they will cover your belongings as well, because you can get the two together. So on to my personal life about travel insurance. I usually don't purchase travel insurance. When I went to Korea, for example, I was covered for health insurance through my school. Through teaching, they covered my health insurance, and I had to pay half, so it was 50-50. So I paid half, and the school or the coverage paid half. So that's how I was covered in Korea, and the healthcare in Korea was very good, not only inexpensive but also really good coverage. In Mexico is a completely opposite experience. I didn't have coverage from my school that I taught with from the company, and I didn't even purchase any health insurance, and thankfully I didn't need any health insurance. But it really is important if you're looking to do some adventure things to get health insurance. But not only that, you can get sick on your day-to-day experiences through life. And when I was in the Philippines, I got really sick. I ate some type of rice dish, and then I got a massage after. And then that night I ended up throwing up all over my hotel floor, and the people helped clean it up. I have a story about that. I'll post it in the description box from me telling that story if you guys haven't heard it. It was pretty bad. But I didn't have health insurance, but thankfully it wasn't something that got really out of hand or for an extended period where I needed to go see a doctor. Thankfully though, in many countries health care is so cheap that you don't really have to worry too much. But there are some situations that you might get into where things can get expensive, or maybe you might have to get sent back to the US, things like that, things that might need to be covered. So I'm going to share with you guys some things. One of the things I want to talk about is if you're currently insured in the US or whatever home country you're in, if you're currently insured by a company and it's not through work, if you're going to, for example, leave your job and go, and you will still have health insurance in your home, make a call and find out if your coverage covers outside of the country you're in. Sometimes you can switch to a travel health insurance from your own current company, or they cover expenses for or situations outside of the US. Another thing is that if your coverage does cover your expenses for travel abroad, for your health coverage, some companies will make you pay for your health care at the time that you have to pay for it, and then they'll reimburse you later. So this is really important, because if they don't cover it right away, it might be really expensive, and so you have to think about that and how much you're going to have to pay, up front, and then they're going to reimburse you. So you need to consider that when purchasing your health insurance. Now I'm going to talk about how it depends on how you travel. For example, if you're a student and you're doing a study abroad program, usually your study abroad program or the school will have some type of student health insurance for you. So be sure to call the company or the program and find out what health insurance they have available for students. The next thing is for people who are going to work or teach. Usually when you're teaching or working abroad, the company will have some type of healthcare options for you. Unfortunately, it's not the case for every single situation, so you have to be sure to check with the program or the company you're working with. Okay, so the next thing is if you're an independent traveler, and by this I was going to call it like if you're traveling alone or if you're just not going through a company, but I just want to call it independent traveler. This is for people who are not going to study abroad or work in another country. They're just traveling with no other real connections to a company or a program. People like this, you guys need to be sure to look into health insurance. I know I didn't do that for myself. I might in the future. I always just go by how I feel, like, oh, I might need health insurance, so then I'm going to get health insurance. But I haven't done that. I didn't do that in Mexico. I just didn't feel like I really needed to. So really go with how you feel. Like if you really are concerned about this, then go for it. For me, it wasn't at the time when I lived in Mexico, and thankfully I didn't need it. But you know, if this is a big concern for you, be sure to get health insurance, because you don't want to go traveling and be having, you know, your fun adventures while you're in the back of your mind thinking, what if I break my leg and I don't have health insurance? So if this is a big concern for you, be sure to look into getting health insurance. If you are not covered by work or your study abroad program, what option you have. So the option that you have is temporary health insurance for international travel. So this is temporary is just something that is just like a few days, a few weeks, a few months, maybe a year. That is for people who travel for a short term. So if you're going on a week-long trip or a month-long trip, you can look online, and I'm going to have a lot of links in the description box. You can go online and search or speak with your current provider and purchase insurance for the duration of your trip. This covers you for while you're on your trip, and this takes the load off of any kind of stress that you might have about getting injured or hurt abroad. So like I said, this would cover a few days, a few weeks, or a few months. You do have that option. You don't have to worry about purchasing a 2-year coverage when you're only traveling for a month or something like that. So you do have those options available for you. The next option is for people like myself who do not plan to live in their home country for a long duration of time. This is the long-term health insurance for international travel. This is good for expats who are not planning on living, for a long time in their home country, or just who plan to live forever abroad. Long-term health insurance, this can be from a year to however long you want it to be for. There are so many options for people who are travelers for health insurance that I provided a lot of links in the description box for you guys to look at. Be sure to check out the links that I provided. The top link that I provided, the first link, is a list of links for people who live in the U.S. So this is a U.S. link from the government for travel insurance with a list of reputable health insurance providers for people who are travelers. That is the first option that I posted. I also listed a bunch of other things that I found for you guys. All of the links posted in the description box will also be listed in the blog section of my website, blackpearlworld.com. For any other questions you might have, go to my website. In the guest book, you can leave your questions there. I don't want you guys to have to worry while you're on your adventures about getting hurt. That's the time where you're supposed to be relieved and carefree and really just enjoying the moment. So be sure, if you have serious concerns, to purchase health insurance and do your research on all of the options that you have available. If you have any health problems already, this is the important time to do it before you go abroad. So thank you for watching, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Or, hold on. Are you going to pass by? Are you going to pass by? Oh, okay.